We have seen up to the seventh skandha. Seventh skandha is not yet perhaps complete. But in the meantime, as the 11th skandha is most important, it is considered the Jnana skandha, where Krishna wants to make Uddhava the repository of his entire knowledge for the benefit of the entire posterity. And as such, the selections from the 11th skandha are now being recorded. 11th skandha, 2nd adhyaya, 36th sloka. Kayena vacha manasendriyeva buddhyatmana va anusrita svabhavati karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai narayana yeti samarpayet tat. Whatever actions a person performs with his body, speech, mind, senses, intellect, and due to natural tendencies, all of them should be dedicated to the Lord. Same, 2nd chapter, 11th skandha, number 37.
You can tell like this from 11 to 27, 87, that's 11 to
37. 11 to 37. Bhayam dutiyabhiniveshatasyapi ishadapetasya viparyayo smritihi tanmayayato buddha abhajettam bhakti kayesham Gurudevatatma. Wherever we fail to see unity of objects and subject, but see multiplicity of objects, it will give rise to fear. The one who moves away from the Lord loses the awareness of his true self. This is all due to the delusive power of Maya of the Lord. This can be overcome by worshipping the Lord, who is also present in all the beings, and as the Guru, the Master. Now 38, that is 11 to 38. Avidyamano pyabhabhati hidvayoho dhyaturdhiya sapramanoratho yatham tatkarma sankalpa vikalpakam mano buddho nirundhyat abhayam tatasyati. Though in reality it has no existence of its own, the objective world seems to exist apart from the seer, like the contents of a dream. As the world is an imagination of the mind, one should try to control the mind. 11 to 39. Shinvan subhadrani rathangapanehe dirmani karmani chayani loke gitani namani tadarthakani gayan bilajjo vichareda sangaha. In order to control the mind, one should move about without any attachment to the worldly objects, constantly chanting and hearing the names and glories of the Supreme Lord. Then 11 to 41. Kamvajumagnim salilam mahinja jyotimshi satvani dishodrumadin sarit samudramscha hareshariram yatkincha bhutam praname dananyaha. One should consider the rivers, the ocean, and all the beings as also the sky, air, water, fire, earth, trees, etc., as the body of the Lord, and mentally prostrate before them all. (11 to 42) Bhakti pareshanubhavo virakti anyatra chaishatrikaye kakalaha Prapadyamanasya yathashnatasyuhu Pushti pushtihi Chudapayo nughasam. By practicing the path of devotion, one can get simultaneously three things, namely intense love for God, detachment from worldly objects, and the experience of God's presence at all times. Next, 11 to 45. Sarva bhuteshu yapashyeti bhagavad bhavamatmanah bhutani bhagavatyatman yesha bhagavatottamaha. The one who sees the same divinity as in himself in all the beings and sees all creatures as grounded in the Lord, the soul of all, is the best among the devotees. 11 to 46. Ishware tadadhineshu balisheshu dvishatsu cha prema maitri kripopeksha yakkaroti samadhyamah. He who has love for the Lord, friendship towards his devotees, indifference towards his enemies, and compassion towards the ignorant belongs to a mediocre category of devotees. Next, 11 to 47. Archayame vaharaye pujam yashraddhaye hate natad bhakteshu chanyeshu sabhakta prakrita smritaha. The one who worships God in idols alone with faith, but shows no consideration to his devotees and other fellow beings, belongs to an inferior category of devotees. 11 to 48. Grihitva pindriyairarthan yo nadveshte nahrishyati Vishnor mayamidam pasyanne savai bhagavatottamaha. A person who does not react to the objects of senses, either with revulsion or joy, considering them all as part of Lord's power of Maya, is the best among the devotees. (11 to 49). Dehendriya prana manodhyam yo janmapyaya kshudbhaya tarshakrichreihi samsara dharmair avimukhyamanaha smrityaharer bhagavata pradhanaha. A person who, due to the constant feeling of the presence of the Lord, is not deluded and overpowered by the common failings of the world, namely death, hunger, fear, greed, etc., is the best among the devotees. 11 to 50. Nakama karma bijanam yasya chetasi sambhavaha vasudevaika nilayaha savai bhagavatottamaha. He in whose mind there is no possibility of any desire arising and who is solely dependent on the Lord is the best among the devotees. 11 to 51. Na yasya janma karmabhyam na varnashrama jatibhi sajjate smin aham bhavo dehe vai sahare priyam. He who is not proud of his high birth, great deeds, caste, or his station in life, celibate, monk, etc., is the one dearest to the Lord. 11 to 52. Nayasya swapparayiti vitteshvatmani vabhida sarvabhuta samashantaha savai bhagavatottamaha. He who has no feeling of I or mine with regard to his body or wealth, treats all beings with equal kindness and love, and who is ever peaceful, is the best of the devotees of the Lord. 11 to 53. Tribhuvana vibhavahetaye Tribhuvana vibhavahetavepyakuntha Smriti rajitatma suradibhir vibhagyati Na chalati bhagavat padara vindati Lavanimishadhamapi yassa vaishnavagriham. He who is not prepared to leave the Lord's feet even for a fraction of a second and is not tempted by the wealth and resources of all the three worlds is the foremost among the devotees of the Lord. 11:3:21 Tasmad gurum prapadyeta jigyasu shreya uttamam shabde parecha nishnatam brahmanyupashamashrayam. The one who is concerned about his spiritual welfare should seek the guidance of a master with a direct experience of the Supreme Being and well versed in scriptures. 11:3:23 Sarvato manaso sangam adu sangancha sadhushu dayam maitrim prashrayancha bhuteshwadha yathochitam. First, one should give up the mental attachment to the objects of the senses and cultivate the company of holy men. He should also treat his fellow beings with compassion, friendliness and courtesy as considered appropriate. 11:3:24 Dayam maitrim prashrayancha bhuteshwadha yathochitam. I'm sorry, this is not next one. Shaucham tapasthitikshancha maunam swadhyayamarjavam brahmacharya mahimsancha samatvam dvandvasangyayoho. One should cultivate purity, austerity, forbearance, silence, study of scriptures, straightforwardness, continence and non-violence. 11:3:25 Sarvatra atmeshwaran viksham kaivalya maniketatam vivikta chiravasanam santosham yena kenachit. One should learn to feel the presence of the Supreme Being everywhere, satisfaction with whatever he gets, and to live in solitude. 11:3:29 Evam krishnatmanatheshu manushyeshu cha sauhridam paricharyam chobhayatra mahatsu nrishu sadhushu. One should have friendship with those persons for whom Lord is their very life and serve all great people, saints and fellow beings. Now 11:3:38 Natma jajana namarishyati naidhate sau nakshiyate savanavid vyabhicharinam hi sarvatra shashvadana payupalabdhi matram prano yathendriya balena vikalpitam sati. The self, Atman, has never been born and nor will he die. He neither grows nor degenerates. He is the witness of all the changing states of the body and mind. 11:5:33 Dheyam sada paribhavagnamabhishtadoham tirthaspadam shivavirim shinutam sharanyam bhartyartiham pranatapala bhavabdhipotam vande mahapurushate charanaravindam. In Kali Yuga, the prayer is thus: O Supreme Being, you are capable of turning defeat into success. You fulfill all desires of devotees, dispel the sorrows and protect them. You are the source of holiness and are the boat for redeeming the struggling souls. I bow to your holy feet. 11:5:36 Kalim sabha jayantyarya gunagya sarabhaginah yatra sankirtane naiva sarvasvarto bhilabhyate. All great men extol Kali Yuga because a person can accomplish all his desires, including liberation, by merely singing the praises of the Lord. 11:7:37 Bhutairakrmyamanopi dhiro deivavashanugaihi tadvidvan nachalen margati anvashiksham shitirvratam. However much disturbed by other beings, a wise man will not allow himself to move away from his chosen path. This is the lesson learnt from the unmoving Mother Earth. So this will do today. We'll just 11:7:42 Antarhitascha sthirajangameshu Brahmatma bhave nasamanvayene Vyapya vyavachedam asangamatmano Murirnabhastvam vitatasya bhaviye. An aspirant should live untainted and unaffected by the body, identifying himself with the Supreme Being, Brahman, who is all-pervasive and the indweller in all the beings like the space. 11:8:6 Samardhakamo hino va Narayana paro munihi Notsarpeta na shushyeta Saridbheriva sagara. The ocean does not either overflow nor gets dried up, irrespective of the flow of water from the rivers. Similarly, a person devoted totally to the Lord remains unaffected, regardless of his prosperity or poverty. 11:8:10 Anubhyascha mahadhyascha Shastrebhya kushalo naraha Sarvata saramadadyate Pushpebhyaiva shatpadaha. A wise man should collect the essence of all scriptures, small or big, just as a bee collects honey from numerous flowers. 11:8:19 Jihvayati pramathinya Jano rasa vimohitaha Mrityu mritchat yasat buddhi Minastu badishairyatha. Just as the fish seeks its own death by being tempted by the hook baited with meat, a person who is unable to contain the temptations of his palate and refrain from tasty dishes seeks to commit a spiritual suicide. 11:9:1 Parigraho hi dukkhaya yadyat priyatamam nrinam anantam sukhamapnoti tadvidvanyastva kinchanaha. Accumulation of desirable objects leads to miseries. The wise man who is free from possessions is infinitely happy. 9.3 11.9.3 Name manavamanaustah nachinta gehaputrinam atma kridaha atmaratihi vicharamiha balavati. An aspirant should be indifferent to insult or honor and free from all cares relating to the house and his family, like a child who is content to play with his own self. 11, 9, 15 Griharambhoti dukkhaya vifalascha dhruvatmanah sarpa parakritam vesma pravishya sukhamedhate. For an aspirant, building a house results in suffering. It is a lesson to be learnt from the serpent which lives happily in the holes made by other creatures. 11, 9, 27 Jihvaikato mumapakarishati karhitarsha shishnonyatastvagutaram shravanam kutaschiti granonyatas chapaladrike kvacha karma shaktihi bhakvyasavatnaiva ekapatim lunanti. Like a householder pulled in different directions by his numerous wives, a common man is tempted and pulled in different directions by his senses, namely the palate, the stomach, the eye, the nose, the ears, and the organs of action. 11, 9, 29 Labdhva sudurlabhavidam bahusambhavanta manusham arthadam anityamapi dhiraha turnam yateta napatet anumurtyavati nishreyasaya vishaya khalu sarvatasyati. A human body is obtained with difficulty after countless births in other species. Though impermanent, it is very useful. It is suicidal if a person does not strive for liberation in this birth. Even animals and insects can have sensual enjoyments. 11, 12, 1 and the second half of number 2. Naro dhayati mam yogo na sankyam dharma yevacha na swadhyayas tapastyago nehashta purtam na dakshinam yatha varundha satsangah sarvasangah apahohimam. The Lord cannot be won over as easily with yoga, philosophical inquiry, virtuous conduct, expertise in scriptures, austerities, renunciation, philanthropical acts, etc., as with the association of holy men, which bestows detachment from all objects. 11, 13, 26 Guneshu chavishat chittam abhikshnam gunasevayam gunascha chitta prabhavaha madrupo bhayam tajet. The mind is completely engaged in all the sense objects of enjoyment, and the latter have become inseparably one with the mind. It is impossible to separate the objects from the mind. The only way is to abandon both the mind and the objects, remaining established in the form of the pure self. 11, 14, 26 Yatha yathatma parimarjate sau 11, 14, 26 Yatha yathatma parimarjate sau matpunyagatha shravana vidhani tatha tatha pashyati vastu sukshmam
Chakshuryataiva samprayuktam. As the mind becomes more and more purified by hearing my glories, it becomes more and more capable of seeing the subtle things which are hidden from the sight of a common man. 11, 19, 25. Dharmam yadatmanyarpitam chittam shantam sattva upabrimhitam dharmam jnanam savairagyam aishwaryam cha abhipadyate. When the mind which is pure and full of sattva is surrendered to the Lord, then that person gets all wealth along with a sense of dispassion, true knowledge and all virtues. 11, 20, 17. Nridehamadyam sulabham sudurlabham prabham sukalpam gurukarnadharam mayanukule nabhasvate ritam bhuvan bhavabdhim nataritsatmaha. This human body is a precious and well-equipped ship piloted by a master, Guru, and held by the wind of the grace of the Lord. Still, if a person does not use this body to cross the ocean of samsara, he is committing his own suicide. 11, 23, 50. The blind fools who claim this mental illusion of a body as mine and look upon other beings as different from themselves will continue to wander in the darkness of endless transmigratory cycle. Eleven, 18, 29. Budho balakavat krideti kushalo jadavachareti vadedunmattavad vidvan gocharyam negamaschareti. A person, though wise, should behave playfully like a child, though capable like a fool, though scholarly like a madman, and though well versed in scriptures like an animal. He should not disclose his true nature. 11, 18, 31. Ativadam sthititsheta navamanyeta karhichit. Ativadam sthititsheta navamanyeta kanchana dehamuddishya pasuvate vairam kuryanake nachit. A spiritually advanced person should neither take offense or give offense to anybody. He should tolerate all impertinent comments and should never insult another. 11, 29, 9. A person, 11, 29, 9. Sarvani karmani madartham shanakaismaranne mayarpita manaschitto madharmatma manoratihi. A person should do his work all the time remembering me mentally, with his entire heart and mind surrendered to me and full of love for the disciplines imposed in the path of devotion. Next 11, 29, 10. Deshan punyana shrayeta madbhaktai sadhu bhishritani devasura manusheshu madbhakta charitani cha. A person should live in holy places inhabited by holy men devoted to the Lord and cultivate the latter's mode of conduct. Then 11, 29, 12. Mameva sarva bhuteshu bahurantarapahavritam ikshetatmani jatmanam yathakhamamalasayah. One should learn to see his own self pervading all the objects and beings, both inside and outside, like the undivided space pervading everywhere. 11, 29, 15. Nareshva bhikshnam madbhavam pumso bhavayato chirati spardha asuya tiraskaraha sahankara vyantihi. By going on looking at all beings as the Lord Himself, the impurities of the mind, that is jealousy, competition, contempt, etc., along with the ego sense, will all vanish. The next piece. 11, 3, 30. No, 12. Now we are coming to the 12th Skanda. 12, 3, 30. Yada maya nritam tandra nidra himsa vishadanam shoko moho bhayam dainyam sakalistamasa. Kali Yuga is a time when deceit, untruth, idleness, sleep, violence, miseries, grief, delusion, fear and wretchedness will be predominant. 12, 3, 41. Kalau kakanike pyarthe vigiryat tekta sauhridaha tekshanti cha priyan prana hanishanti swakanipi. In Kali Yuga, for a worthless reason, people will break their friendship, will either kill their own kith and kin or be killed by others. 12, 3, 42. Narikshishanti manujaha sthaviru pitaravapi putran sarvartha kushalani shudraha shisnodarambharaha. In Kali Yuga, people will fail to look after their own old parents. They will not even take care of their own brilliant children, being interested only in food and sex. 12, 3, 51. Kaler dosha nidhe rajanni astihyeko mahan gunaha kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha param rajeti. In spite of all the defects of Kali Yuga, there is one great virtue. Only by singing of Lord's glories one can develop detachment and reach the final goal. 12, 3, 52. Krite yadhyayate vishnum treyatayam yajato makhaihi dvapare paricharyayam kalau tadhari kirtanati. Whatever one gets through meditation in the Krita Yuga, through elaborate sacrifices in Treta Yuga, through ritualistic worships in Dwapara Yuga, can be attained in Kali Yuga just by singing the praises of the Lord. 12, 3, 32. Dasyutrishta janapadaha veda pakhanda dushitaha rajanascha prajabhakshaha Shishnodara Paradvijaha. In Kali Yuga, the country will abound in dacoits. The scriptures will be distorted by hypocrites. The kings will live on their subjects, and all the scholars will be intent on the satisfaction of sex and stomach. 12:3-33. Avrata Vatavo Shauchaha Bhikshavascha Kutumbinaha Tapasvino Gramavasaha Nyasino Tyarthalolupaha. In Kali Yuga, the celibates will not live up to their vows and will remain impure. The monks will be greedy after money and will be living with families. The ascetics will live in villages instead of jungles. 12:3-36. Patim tyakshanti nirdravyam bhritya apyakhilottamam bhrityam vipannam patayaha kaulam gascha payasvini. In Kali, the servants will abandon their excellent masters in their days of penury, and masters will also abandon the servants fallen in bad times. Cows which have ceased to give milk will be disposed of. 12:5. Gate bhinne te akasha akashasya yatha pura evam dehe mrite jivo brahma sampadhyate punaha. The space inside a pot merges with the outside space when once a pot is broken. Similarly, on the death of a body, the soul merges with the all-pervading pure consciousness, Brahma. 12:49. Tadeva ramyam ruchiram navam tadeva shashvan manaso mahotsavam tadeva shokarnava shoshanam vrinam yaduttama shloka yasho nugiyate. It is that literary work which is attractive and beautiful, looks new every time, and is capable of drying up all miseries and unhappiness, where Lord's glories are extolled. 12:13-22. Bhave bhave tha bhakti padayostava jayate tatha kurushva devesha nathastum no yata prabho. O Lord of Lords, kindly grant me that in every birth I shall have intense devotion at your holy feet. Same 12:13-23. Nama sankirtanam yasya sarva papa pranashanam pranamo dukkha chamanaha tannamami harim param. Salutation to the transcendent Lord, singing whose glories is sufficient to destroy all our sins, and prostrations to whom dispel all sorrows. 11:13-34. 11:13-34. Ichet vibhramamidam manaso vilasam drishtam vinashtamatilolamata chakram Vijnanameka murudeva vibhati maya swaprasthitha guna visarga krito vikalpaha. One should look at this world as a false projection of the mind, as it is transient and fast changing. It is the one supreme consciousness which has assumed the diverse forms of the objects of the world and also appears in the three states of waking, sleeping, etc. 11:14-13. Akinchanasya dantasya shantasya samachetasah Maya santushta manasaha sarva sukhamaya disha. All the directions pour happiness on a person who is self-controlled, is free from all possessions, and whose entire mind is happy with thoughts of God alone. 11, 14, 27. Vishayan dhyayatas chittam vishayeshu vishajyate mamanusmaratas chittam mayyeva praviliyate. The mind of a person thinking of worldly objects gets attached to them. Similarly, the mind thinking of the Lord continuously will get dissolved in Him. So that's also one.